Matthew 12:37. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned.
Hopefully I'm on. How are you all doing today? Good, that's good. Aaron, gonna be honest, you're more popular than me this morning. Clara, she saw me for the first time in about, probably a month and a half, 2 months. She goes, "Is Aaron gonna be here today?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, I love her." So thanks, Clara. But anyway, let's start with a word of prayer and then we can get into our message. Lord, I want to thank you for the church family that we have here today. Lord, I pray that you use me to speak to them, that each of them may get the individual message that they need to hear. Lord, I thank you for those who are able to be here today that haven't been here in a while due to sickness or traveling or many other things, Lord. I pray that you use me in a way that you would like, that would help everyone here today. I pray these things in your name. Amen. How many of you out there have heard, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me"? Yeah. How true do you think that is? Words never hurt you? Yeah. Wipe them off? Oh, that's fine. Don't care. No, words do hurt us. They affect us. Words have power. And words actually have so much power that whether they're meant or not, they can still have the same effect. Words have so much power that we can give meaning to the words, and they can change what they mean and how we feel about it based on how we perceive the words that were said to us. So not only do our words have power, but obviously, as we all know, God's words have power. And we're going to start with his power because that's where some of our power comes from in our words. And we see God's power all the way back in chapter 1 of our Bible. So I'm going to read Genesis 1:3-7. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So the evening and the morning were the first day. Then God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." Thus God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. Here we see that God's words have the power to speak things into creation. Can any of you do that? If you hold out your hand, you say, "muffin." You unfortunately do not get a muffin. So, God's words have the power to speak into creation. But he has a lot more power than that, right? Now, in Matthew 8, for some context, Jesus has healed Peter's mother-in-law, the Sabbath has ended, and now people are coming to him for the power of his words. So verse 16 in Matthew chapter 8, when evening had come, they brought to him many who were demon-possessed, and he cast out the spirits with a word and healed all who were sick. God's words have the power to heal. Do our words have that power? If I say, tooth, stop hurting, does it magically stop hurting? No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately, our words alone don't necessarily have the power to heal in the same sense that God's words have the power to heal. But he even has more power than just healing. In John 11:43 and 44, now when he had said these things, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And he who had died came out, bound hand and foot with grave cloths, and his face was wrapped in a cloth. Jesus said to them, loose him and let him go. God's words have the power to literally give life back to people. Now, God's words having this much power makes a lot of sense. He created the universe, he's all powerful. But what about our words? Do our words hold meaning when we say them? Or even think them? Well, of course they do. Of course they do. And not only do we know this from a lived experience, but the Bible tells us that our words have power. In Proverbs 15:1, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Our words have the power to, in this case, make someone angry, but it affects emotions. Have any of you ever done those trainings? Generally, it's like a mental health training. What's one of the first things they tell you to do? Talk to the person. Sit with them. Listen to them. They tell you to journal. Write your thoughts down. It will help you. What do we maybe say to someone going through a hard time? We'll pray for you with our words. You can talk to me. It involves our words. A lot of things we can do to help each other involves things we say. So, what are you doing with your power of words? Are you choosing to raise people up? Are you choosing to make them happy, excited? Or are you choosing to make them angry? Are you choosing to hurt them? But our words just don't have the power to affect others. They can affect us. You remember when Gina was up here? She was talking about gossiping, something that I'm going to admit I struggle with a lot too. She had not only what it does to the other person, but what it does to us. The verse that Clara read so wonderfully, Matthew 12:37. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. Along with that, there's another verse, James 1:26. If anyone among you thinks he is religious and does not bridle or hold his tongue, but deceives his own heart, this one's religion is useless. Your words show who you are. They show what you believe. They show your personality. They tell people what type of person you are. Who are you showing people you are? Are you showing them that you're a Christian full of love and hope and the promises of God? Or are you showing them that you're filled with anger and hatred? What are you showing them? And how does that affect them? If you walk around saying you're religious, I go to church on Sabbath, I help out, I do all of the things, and then you're sitting there gossiping about someone, or maybe saying something not kind about someone, or even to them, what impression does that give of Christians? And how does it affect the church? But our words do something even more. In Matthew 7, verses 7 and 8, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened. And there's another verse, Mark 11:24. And Mark 11:24 says something. I don't have this one written down. Apparently I forgot to do that. That's okay, because I know the verse enough to semi-quote it. It says that those who ask believe that you have received it, and it will be given unto you. Now, obviously, you need to take that in context. Things like his will matter. For example, if you pray for a unicorn and believe you've received a unicorn, you're probably not getting the unicorn. I do hate to tell you that. If you're praying for someone to be in pain, if you're praying for someone to be hurt, do you guys think that's God's will for people to be in pain and hurt? No. So hopefully you're not getting that either. And hopefully none of us are praying for people to be in pain. But you quite literally have the power to change the lives of those around you. Just like Jesus had the power to change the lives of the people around him. Maybe we don't have the same power. People don't touch us and through their faith get healed immediately. We don't necessarily speak and immediately we see results. But each and every one of you has the power to change someone's life. As a church, I hear that some people are going to be handing out flyers at people's houses. What are you showing those people? Are you showing them that you have the love and the peace of God? Are you going to use your words to bring them to God? Or are your words going to drive them away from God? Unfortunately, we all have human nature. To say that we're all going to be perfect with what we say, it's not going to happen. But the words, I'm sorry, the words, I was wrong, the words, even maybe I overreacted, can go a long way. Those words have meaning too. Those words show people who you are. So I want you to think about that. I think that this was a relatively short message today. And the reason for that is because I can sit up here and quote Bible verse after Bible verse after Bible verse to drag it out for as long as you guys want to sit here and listen. But I don't think I need to do that. I don't think I need to read every Bible verse about the power of words. Because I think we all have felt the pain of what words can do. And I think we've all been affected by words, whether for good or bad. And now I'm going to say something that might scare some of you, but it's okay. It's okay. If this book, if everything in it is false, and the world is right, and we're all here, and we're all crazy, and we believe in a God that doesn't exist, and the Bible means nothing, if that's true, did these words still change your life for the better? Does this book make your life better? Yes. So I believe it's true. You guys believe it's true. And it tells us that our words have the power to show who you are, to show what you believe. They have the power to change lives. So let's change them for the better, not for worse.